Hey everyone, welcome to The Grind. We're going to be talking about the sermon that we heard this past weekend. And this past weekend, it was a sermon that we talked about where are the true worshipers.
Who did the sermon, Pat?
Who did?
Who?
I wonder.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, moving on with live. So, I like to actually want to ask you guys, how does your personal worship life look like? Putting on the spot
Seen
right
the
now.
movie Mad Max?
Yes.
It's a dry desert scape. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just like, I was actually thinking like, oh, you have like guitars in the background like playing.
Yeah, it's a dry desert scape with a guy playing guitar, which is also a flamethrower. If only it was that entertaining.
But yes.
No, it's not.
Yeah, how do you worship God personally on a daily basis? I guess that would be a better way to put the question. Nathan?
No, Spotify. Spotify. It goes everywhere I go, so it's really easy.
Yeah, Spotify is it's a great worship leader.
Also, if you pair Spotify playlist with 4K videos of drone footage over Iceland,
Yes, you can really.
top notch. It's top notch. Can't beat it.
Mine is more of like Norway.
It's not far. Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh man, so Spotify.
I may or may not have done it in the office before.
Oh yeah, it's very soothing. You really feel the presence of the Lord as we, work.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. But yes, Spotify is my worship leader, I guess, sometimes because it just, you press like shuffle play and then sometimes it's like the song that you really need to hear at that season. It's like, oh yes, it is well with my soul, and yeah. In the sermon, I talked about how what is true worship like, and also bringing the story of the Samaritan woman.
Yeah.
And basically, conversation he's talking to her about, it's like about worship. And so, that's one thing that I talked about in sermons about like things that get in the way of worship. And, sometimes there are things like, for example, whether it be unrepentant sin or maybe you're just distracted or whatever it is, or there's just things going on. And so, I don't know, have you guys ever been distracted during during worship? Have you let things get in the way?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if, maybe the habit or you haven't quite done it in your own time during the week.
Yeah.
And then you have to sort of show up on
And
Sunday and
turn
get your
on.
game face on.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to just like flip the switch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. And I think also one of the difficult things and the distraction that I had before was during the time when we had to stay at home on a Sunday and then watch online.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
Too many distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. It's just difficult.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's comfortable sitting in my sofa. Oh, it's comfortable lying down on my sofa, and then I'm knocked out. Yeah.
or sometimes you just don't make it to the sofa.
How did you know?
Yeah. Or like this one time, we're doing communion and I forgot that we're doing communion at home, right? We were doing it at home. I was like, oh no, what do I have? So I had goldfish crackers and then I had coffee.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I had coffee, so I'm just like, is this sacrilegious to do communion with coffee and goldfish crackers?
Close enough.
I don't know. I'm just like, I don't have it. This is what I have.
I've done communion with a chassis bao before.
Oh wow.
I don't know if that's sacrilegious. Maybe you can let me know in the comments.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but yeah. So, but then there's also like moments, right? Like where you really feel worship, like whether it be like just the right environment, the right song, whatever it is. There's some worship songs that really get you going, right? Like,
Sure.
like what's the one worship song that you just like? Yeah, like I'll totally worship Jesus, and when you hear it.
I think for me is "Do It Again."
Oh,
That's
yes.
one of the songs.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
And
actually
also
power.
"Here As in Heaven."
Oh, what about you, Nathan?
So Will I does it for me.
Ah, so alive.
Yeah.
It's the bridge. That one, I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes, hands raised. Also, that's the only part of the song that I memorized, so I don't have to look at the lyrics.
That is true. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because everything, I was like, that's so many lyrics. And then when it's a bridge, I'm like, yes.
It's an essay.
Yeah.
I think for me, it is well, actually. It is well.
Oh,
It
yeah,
does
that's
really
good.
speak to me. So I'm just like, yes. But yeah, those songs, yes, like feel as the Holy Spirit's coming and moving in. But there are definitely some songs that when we sing it, we're like, ugh, like the mood's killed, you know. So what are some songs that you prefer not to sing again?
How long have we got?
Oh, I don't know. We can keep
I feel
going.
like we're gonna get back.
It's like
You got a list that's 3 miles long, no doubt.
20 minutes later and
Yeah.
we're done, you know. Yeah, I don't ever want to sing Happy Day again.
Yep. Seconded.
Yeah.
Thirded?
Thirded.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
What is that song?
it's supposed to be a happy song, but then the bridge
Makes
is like
me so unhappy.
like the bridge. It's like minor chords, like oh what a glorious day.
I
And then-
have.
Oh yes,
I have blocked that from my memory.
I don't. Yeah, I'm good with that song.
And maybe One Way.
One way can go away.
I think it was a good one. It's just there was a period where every church was doing it. Yeah, so
Yeah, there's some songs that preferably can just bye. But then despite the songs that yes, like we like to sing and songs that we don't like to sing, but either way, like worship isn't tied to the songs we do or do not sing, right? It
Yeah.
should be a lifestyle. And so I guess what stuck out to you from my sermon? I don't know. I mean, I guess like for me,
She's fishing for compliments.
no,
it was amazing.
It was amazing. So good, Pet.
thank you, it's much appreciated. But
No,
you
she's
know,
not fishing for compliments. The simple version is spirit without truth is an emotional experience.
Yep.
Truth without spirit is a legalistic
dude
version.
paid attention.
And spirit and in truth is your happy medium. So
Yeah.
worshiping who God is, but also knowing who He is at the same time, right?
Amen. Yeah. So for me, I think is the part where you said it's not about the where, and I think it's about more of who are we worshiping for.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that one is it's a great reminder for us, especially like now we've been moving a lot in different areas. Like for example, like I was just mentioning that our worship has become online.
Yeah.
It's almost to the point where we're being not tested, but we are in the area where we need to start understanding that worshiping is not in just one area.
Yes.
It's more of like
Yeah.
you between you and God.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna be able to just try to receive and encounter God in that area?
Yeah, it's not about the location.
Yeah.
It's about the who,
Yeah.
and the how. Yep. Yeah. As I was preparing this, I think the main thing was just to seeing the similarities between myself and the Samaritan woman, right? Because when I'm reading the story, like I just imagine the Samaritan woman being really sarcastic with Jesus, like, okay, give me the living water. Oh, sir, you people say you can't worship here, but then I'm just imagining the Samaritan woman giving Jesus lip, and I think there've been so many times in my life I've given Jesus lip, like, well, God, you said this, and this never happened, But yeah, we have our own version of 5 husbands, right? Things that get in the way, things that prevent us from really, letting it go and worship Jesus. And so I think for me, I was just like putting myself in the shoes of Samaritan woman. Like, in my life, do I really prioritize God as like the most important? Because if worship is supposedly ascribing worth to God, that means He needs to be like key in my life, right? The top priority in my life. So, anyways, just doing that. And also like, I don't know, then maybe to like wrap up discussion is, how has worshiping Jesus, transformed your life? Because like, the Samaritan woman, she, went from like seeing Jesus like some random stranger at the well, and then she like sees him as a prophet, and then she became like truly knowing Jesus as the Messiah, as the Savior, and then she basically like left behind everything, like, I mean, the most important priority of the day was to get water for her, and then she, boom, like left behind a water jar, and her priority became like telling people like, hey, I've met the Messiah, I've met Jesus, So, like her encounter with Jesus just left her transformed. So I guess like, how has worshiping Jesus transformed your life?
I would say it completely changed the trajectory of my life. It was a long time ago, but like, I think if I hadn't met and encountered God through worship when I was like middle school, whatever it was, then who knows what I'd be doing right now.
Oh, that's true. I think for me it's something similar with that one as well. And also the fact that the more that I've really engaged into worship, I start to know God even more.
Oh, yeah.
I always tell myself, if I don't try to, it's like trying to get to know someone. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you don't intentionally and try
Yeah.
to have a relationship with that person, you won't be able to understand them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for me, I'm since I am proclaim myself as sons, like for you guys, sons and daughters of God, that we need to know who He is. And I
Yeah.
think this is one thing that God has been like trying to reveal to me, and keep saying like, since you're my son, then this is how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's, I think, one thing that my mindset has changed in terms of my lifestyle as well.
Yeah. Like I've seen the power of worshiping Jesus and how it can transform me from like one mood to another. Like I just remember being in a season, I'm just like being stuck and I didn't know I was stuck. And then actually worshiping God brought me out, you know, and I think, you know, in times of, you know, despair, you know, usually my first response could be like, oh, this sucks and I don't want to do this anymore. But when you see that Jesus is important, then you can't help but like, okay, you know what? You're important, you're powerful, so I'm just gonna worship and praise you, despite what I'm facing. So basically, the whole idea of like worshiping spirit and truth, right, is from the inside out, like, and also based in the truth of your circumstances. Like, you know, I don't want to be hiding, you know, like, oh, just hide away like the bad stuff. I'm like, yeah, come to Jesus and worship. I'm like, here, I'm in my bad stuff and I'm suffering and I'm going through what I don't know, but I'm gonna worship you not because it's the right thing to do, because I desire to, and I know that you know you're important and you're worth it. So definitely, the power of worship has brought me out, you know, from despair
Amen.
and
It's good.
you know, it's been powerful that way. So, yeah. So let us
That's
know.
really good.
Let us know in the chat, you know, in the comments, like, you know, just how worship has transformed your life, and yeah, it'll be awesome to hear from you. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. Thanks guys for sharing. It's been good, and we'll
Glad to
catch
be here.
you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you.